Right, my name's Sam, and you probably know me from the squonking groups. If you're watching this, then you're probably already a squonker. Um, I'm not a reviewer, this is not a review. It's just a brief overview of a couple of products, a couple of mods that a friend of mine sent me. He sent them over to me initially to take to Vape Fest to just show people, and I said that I'd make a little video for him. So, what I have to show you today is the Neon by Mokooo. Um, Andrea sent me these over. I've been using them quite a bit. I've not used the mech as much as the regulated, but that's because I've got some pretty tasty mechs in my collection and I don't have any regulated, so it's nice to have a regulated mod. Where do I start? Right, these are 88mm tall and they're 49mm across and 26 deep. Now again, just an overview really. I'm not going to go into details of the DNA chip because the chances are if you're watching this you know about the DNA chip. If you don't, there's 1,000,001 YouTube videos that you can find to tell you about it. Things I want to focus on are really on the aesthetics, the quality of the finish and stuff, because these are 3D printed. And when I first heard about them, I didn't quite know what to make of the 3D finish. I was like, is it going to be any good? Because this is the first 3D printed mod that we're aware of, and well, that I'm aware of. But it's actually very good. Now, there's a couple of very minor imperfections in these, but Andrea did bust his balls to get them to me in time for Vape Fest, so I'm not gonna focus on them too much because I know I've spoken to him and I know that the production batch or batches are gonna have a lot stricter QC and all the rest of it. Now the cups are interchangeable. I'll show you on this one. They're made by Lucas. Right, so in the box, typically you're going to get a nice little sort of black plastic inlay. You get 22mm as well as an Allen key to adjust your 510. So off it goes. You've all seen this before, you don't need me to show you. I haven't actually used, I don't own a 22mm, so I haven't even used one on this. But there you go, if you so wish to use 20mm. Right, so with the regulated, there's the Neon M and the Neon R. The M is a mech and the R is regulated with DNA 40. It's the latest anti-lock version. So they're exactly the same size. They're exactly the same size, but that's the difference on the inside. I'm sorry for the crap camera, but that is the difference. One's got a chip and one hasn't. Now, there's a couple of features I'm going to talk to you about while I've got these open. The fuse, right? So the fuse is user replaceable. So if that fuse blows, you just replace it. They cost pennies. The mech is kit compatible. You can see up there. You can put an 18500 in a kick. Both mods are 18650. To clean the switch, you can put a little bit of sandpaper in the gap there to clean it. They are copper contacts. All the wiring on both is copper. The mech switch is copper contacts with magnets. There's no difference in size, but there's a difference in weight. But I think it's 2 grams. The mech weighs 76 grams without a battery and whatnot. and the regulated is 78 grams, so there's nothing in it. Yeah, the feature that I really like is obviously the fuse. I also like about the regulated that the chip's on the inside. Now, at first, I was dubious because most mods that we get, your chips with the squonkers, it's quite common for your up and down buttons to be here. We all know about that, but often the chip is on the outside. But actually, as well as saving on space by putting the chip on the inside, it also makes sense because the only time I ever need to look at my switch, look at my screen, even for the on the chip, is when I'm changing my wattage, even, which is not very often. Because if you're like me, I just set my wattage and that's that. It stays as it is. So the screen being on the inside kind of makes sense. Like I say, they've used the space around the bottle, which is dead space otherwise, and it also makes it look nice and sleek. From the outside, you don't know which one's the mech and which one's the regulated because they're exactly the same size. Now, there's some slight imperfections. Let me just stick this back on. There's some ever so slight imperfections in the pattern on these. But again, there's going to be attention to detail within the batch. I know it's the hardest bit to get right with the 3D printing. And you can only really tell. I mean, I've got like super OCD, crazy eyes, and I can spot. But the camera's so crap that you wouldn't be able to see because you have to have a fine eye to be able to see it. But there's a couple of bits in the pattern. Now, some people, probably most people, if they can see it, it won't bother them because it's very minor. But me being a picky bastard, I can see it. The other thing which they rushed to get these ready for me for Vape Fest, and the catch cups, will be perfect on the production models. These are initially Andrea said to me, Sam, make sure you just check the cups to see if they're solid because we might not have left them for long enough. And all I own is Vipers, so the Vipers went on, and if you've got a Viper, you'll know they've got quite a tough O-ring. So it was a perfect test, and they were fine. They didn't move, but there's a very slight gap on these. But these are demos. That it says on the inside, Neon demo. I don't know. The camera's so crap. I do apologise. So I do want to, assure you that the production models are going to be perfect. I forgot to say at the beginning, this isn't a product that I bought, but neither is it a product that I've received for free. Andrea simply sent me these to have a look at, to show people at Vape Fest, and I offered to make a video, and they're going to get sent back to Italy in the next few days. I'm just doing them a favour really, and showing you guys these because they're really nice. They're very, very nice. They're so light. I mean, size wise, they're on par with most of your regulated squonkers now, apart from the bigger, your bigger ones like your sunboxers and stuff. But your 6mm squonkers, regulated squonkers, they're on par. I mean, I don't have one to show you to compare it against because I've only got the Art of Mob Mech and the Hellfire Venom. But there's the mech. Now you all know how small the mech is, and if I put the mech next to it, there's not a great deal of difference. Again, they're about the same there. There's very, very tiny bit of difference. And that's a mech, and it's extremely small. So what have I not covered? Right, prices. Now, with the mech, I mean they're both amazing prices, but the mech is how much I think €147 the mech is. And obviously you get your box, quite a nice box with obviously your interchangeable cups, cups made by Lucas. I think I maybe already mentioned that, but I'm determined to do this in one take because, as I mentioned before, I'm not a reviewer. Yeah, so you get your cups, you get your Allen key. I'm not sure if you'll get an extra fuse included, but the mech is €147, and the regulated one is €237, which for a DNA 40 mod is phenomenal. It's an amazing price. So I can imagine this mod is going to target a hell of a lot of people. You're going to get your people that are new to squonking, that don't want to shell out loads of money, but want a decent piece of kit. It's gonna get their money. The guys that want a nice light mod to take to work or when they're out with the kids, that's the appeal that it has to me personally. That every day, it's ease, I guess, and convenience. It is quality from the ground up. It's a cracking mod. Well, both of them are, obviously. I'm focusing more on the regulated, but it's pretty much the same. I mean, the mech kit's incredibly hard. It's on par with my mechs that I own, but they feel the same because it's the same shell, just different internals. Yeah, so I think the Mokooo Neons are gonna appeal to a lot of people. Now, there's been a first list on Squonker's Paradise, I believe, small list. There's also, I think, been one on an Italian forum. And I'm hoping to secure some units for UK Squonkers. Whether that be sooner or later, I don't know. But I do know that there's going to be a batch going up on .mod. Anybody that doesn't know, www.dot-mod.com. They're going to be stocking them. Andrea owns .mod, and he's been working within the industry for a long time. So this guy knows his stuff, and he's got two other partners. They've been working on the Neons for about a year, I think, or just over. And they're very knowledgeable. They know what they're doing. This is not someone that's gone, oh, I wonder if I could just quickly knock up a mod for people and make a quick buck. This is a guy that's passionate about vaping and squonking in particular. He knows his stuff. Just the guys that he's linked with, the stuff that he stocks. If you go on his website, you'll see, that the guy knows what he's on about. And you won't be disappointed with these mods. For the price point, they're phenomenal. I mean, they could sell for more. What I will say is, anyone that's dubious about the 3D printing, don't be. I was amazed by the quality. At first, I was like, what's this going to be like? But I held it in my hand. It feels lovely. I mean, the curved edges are bliss. Everything about it. I really like how the squonk hole, you can't really see better on this one. Yeah, you see better on there. Yeah, I mean, the squonk hole is exactly the same shape as the mod, which really appeals to me. I think it makes it look really nice. If it was just sort of, if the hole was just straight edges, it wouldn't have the appeal, but it follows the same shape as the rest of the mod, and it's real nice. And your catch cup, I mentioned you get an Allen key, and that's so that you can adjust your ratty to either make it flush, or if you want your air hole to be at a certain point. If you're like me, I've got a thing about the air hole being in a certain position, so I don't get gurgles and stuff if I do over squonk. Is there anything else I've got to tell you? Probably not a lot. The first batch are going to be, you're going to get black and green, like these, and you're also going to get red and blue. I know there's going to be colours to follow. I inquired about a pink one for my missus, and that is probably in the working for the future. There's probably going to be more. There may be different materials, because 3D printing is pretty flexible. What else have I got to tell you? 6 ml bottle, and the bottle fits. I mean, it fits perfectly in, and it's quite snug. So you've not got. I don't know if you've experienced some squonk bottom fed mods. Your bottle sort of rattles around and stuff, and it's as annoying as battery rattle is. But it really fits snug in the gap, and you don't get any rattle. Overall, I'm very impressed with these. I don't think they could have done a better job. I mean, for a first attempt, I know that Andrea and his partners have been in the industry for some time, but for a first mod on their own, you know, it really is impressive. And I didn't have that high expectations. I was interested to see it. And I've been pleasantly surprised by it. They're a very nice mod. Would I buy one? Yes, I would buy one. I'd probably go for the regulated, but that's because I've not got a regulated mod, and I've got 2 very good mechs. And you know, I'm not saying that the Neon mech is not as good as those, because it is, but I'm not made of money, and I suppose it's what you need. I couldn't afford to buy both, so if I had to buy one, it'd be the regulated, just because it gives me that option. Again, prices, the mech is €147 and the regulated is 237, which is very, very cheap if you put them against what else is available on the market. As I said, DotMod will be getting batches, and I think they'll be getting fairly regular batches once they are available. And there'll probably be more going on groups as well, but as far as I'm aware, Andrea's going to be stocking them in his shop. It kind of makes sense. But there will be a Mokooo website coming soon, but you can find them on Facebook and like them, follow them, whatever, for updates. I'll be chatting to Andrea on a regular basis. I hope. I have been. We've been in conversation quite a lot throughout. You know, me feeding back to him and telling him how it went down at Vape Fest and all the rest of it. And the reaction and reception was very good. You know, the guys on UK Squonkers that are watching this, or that saw me at Vape Fest and saw these, will know. As well as probably taking the piss out of me for this video, because I'm a stubborn little bastard, and I just wanted to do it in one take and get it over with, because I've been meaning to get it done for a while. So I may have repeated myself, I may have rambled on, and I do apologise. What are we on now? 18 minutes. Yeah, so I have gone on a little bit. It was only meant to be a short video. But yeah, overall, very impressed with these. If you're new to squonking and you don't want to spend a great deal of money and you want to get some quality, jump straight in. You know, if you've got loads of nice mods and you just want something for in the car when you're out with the kids, or when you're at work or whatever, that's nice and light and fairly small, it's the one for you. Honestly, it hits everyone's needs, and I think that's what's great about it. It's not just jumping out to a certain type of vapor or certain sort of budget or whatever. It's actually hit a lot of people with its appeal. So October is when there's going to be a batch on the website, I believe, and possibly more lists, although I'm not sure. If you want to ask me any questions, you want to find me on the Squonking groups. My name's Sam Elliott, and I'm admin on UK Squonkers. That's probably where you'll find me most. And Andrea Cornero, I hope I've pronounced it right. He's a great guy, really nice guy. If you message him, he will get back to you if you have any questions about the mods. Overall, probably repeated this for about the 100th time. Very impressed, and I would buy one. But I'm not telling you to go buy one, because you've got to make up your own mind. And I don't want to force anyone or pressure anyone into buying anything. This was just a brief, what turned into a 20-minute ramble, overview of two very good mods by some great guys. My dealings with Andrea have been nothing but pleasant, and he's been nothing but helpful. So if you do get one of these, one thing you will get is great customer service, which for the price is incredible, really. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up because I could be here forever just repeating myself. But yeah, thank you for wasting your time listening to me ramble. I'm going to go now. I hope this has been informative. If it's not, I do apologise. It's 20 minutes of your life you're not going to get back. Right. Goodbye, guys. See you later.